Alright, morning. Time to do some maintenance on the old Ford. Seems like you guys respond well to these old Fords. A lot of Ford people out there. This truck is a beast of a truck. It's got the 6.8 liter V10. Beast of a truck. F250 Superduty. So just doing an oil change. It's been a while. Taking a play out of somebody else's playbook on YouTube, VCG. What up? You guys are great. Derek, whatever, you're awesome. Got the Rotella, got the Wix filter going on, and then I already got the oil draining. I just drove it to the store, got it a little hot, get all that oil and crud out of there, and then I'll take you guys down underneath. We'll finish up getting the oil filter changed, get the drain plug back in. But I also wanted to just show you the undercarriage of this Ford. I'm out here in Washington, and this truck had a pretty easy life. The old guy I got it from bought it new and only used it for a cab over camper. It never even had a tow hitch on it until I put one on last summer, and I've towed 2 trailers with it. So all this truck was a hunting rig going up in the Pacific Northwest here, mountains, with a cab over camper on it. And it was really well taken care of. And I'll show you the underside that'll correlate with what I'm telling you here. You guys can get a peek at that. And then once we get through the oil change stuff, we'll move to the back left caliper. It's dragging. I've been chasing this problem for a little bit now. I knew something wasn't quite right. I thought it was like a wheel hub or something maybe hanging and dragging and causing some drivability and some issues there. But after chasing a wheel hub 2 weeks ago, Ford is awesome, because sometimes Ford, you go to do something on a Ford and there's 20 different variants of what possible, in this case, wheel hub do you need. And I'm not kidding you, 20 different possibilities. I went to every parts store in my local town, some of them twice, had 3 different parts in my hand, tuck it apart, put it together on the front left wheel hub, like, what is that, 5 times? And I thought I had the right wheel hub until everything fit beautifully, everything looked beautiful, until I slid the brake caliper disc on, and the inside diameter of the brake caliper disc opening and the hub flange seat outside diameter was just a hair bigger. I had enough. I put it all back together. I took the parts back because I wasn't convinced. The bearing didn't have that much play in it. So I took that back, saved me $300 by the way, and I just drove the truck. Like, I cleaned it up, I greased it, still did some weird stuff, and I just was like, AJ, take it old school. So after I drove home from work, I just walked around, put my old hand right on the wheel. Well, guess what? All the wheels were cool to the touch except for the back left wheel. I went to just touch the rim close to the lug nuts, and it almost burnt me to the touch. I have a mechanic's hand, so I can grab some pretty hot stuff. But anyways, I touched it. It was super hot, almost burnt me. So I either got a back left wheel caliper dragging, which I suspect. I actually have the caliper. We'll get into that a little later in the video. Or it's a bearing. I'm not quite familiar with these big heavy duty Super Duty axles, but we're going to get into that. So for now, let's finish up the oil change part. I'll take you under. I'll show you how clean the undercarriage on this chassis is. We'll finish up the oil change, and then we'll move over to getting that back left caliper. If hopefully it's the right caliper, being a Ford, there's so many variants and trim levels, and sometimes I really hate Ford, and it's for that reason. You know, you have a Chevy, you go to a place, you're like, hey, I need this part. Chances are you're going to get the right part, and that's going to be consistent across the years. But when you own a Ford, I've seen this all the way back to the 60s trucks, and this is my newest Ford, a 99, and they just make it where they have all these different variants, is what I keep saying, and what I personally experienced, and it just makes it really frustrating to lock down the right part. And when you're a mechanic or any man, time is money, and when you're having to go and get an order and change out multiple times and fit up, unfit, and do a bunch of research just to get something as simple as a wheel hub replaced puts a little bit of bad taste in your mouth, and makes it a challenge just doing anything simple, and really takes the joy out of the weekend warrior or mechanic trying to make flat rate and all that good jazz. But enough ranting, let's get back to work. Woo! Alright, we're down under the Ford, got her draining. Oil drain plug there, oil filter, all that good stuff. But yeah, here's the undercarriage of it, and hopefully you can kind of see it. I mean, she's got a little bit of surface, but here, let's see if the video can capture the front axle, all the stock exhaust, factory sticker. That's a Dana 50, by the way, not the 60. I guess they didn't start putting the 60s in these until like 04 or something. And then there's the left wheel, brake, U-joint, knuckle, all that good stuff. But look at this. We come back along the engine, no oil. You don't see any oil around the transmission pan here. You got no oil anywhere. Everything's just bone stock. The frame rail, oh, I don't know if this video is going to do it justice, but yeah, just all clean, all stock. And look at this, not a single dent down this, like, what, transfer case skid plate thing or whatever. Just beautiful. When I got this truck, it was sitting for quite a while, and I had to put a fuel pump in it because the fuel pump seized up. But yeah, just super clean, all stock, the rockers, just super clean, all the factory mounts, all the tank, not a single ding in that skid plate for the fuel tank. Yeah, I had to drop that, put a new fuel pump in it. That was when you very first seen this truck on my Hillbilly Roadkill edition. And yes, I'm from the Midwest originally, so sometimes my drawl comes out. But anyways, yeah, just super clean, super cool beast of a truck, and just well taken care of. So as much as it pains me, I actually love this Ford. Don't tell anybody. Whoops, I just told the world. But no, it's a good one. It's a good, solid truck. Now, if we didn't have just all the variants and possibilities that come with Ford parts, being Ford's so huge, so many different options, so many different, fleet vehicles, civilian vehicles, contract vehicles, it just makes it really tough to find the right stuff. So if you can get through the frustration of figuring out what parts are actually on your Ford when they do that weird, oh, there's 20 different options for that particular part. If you can get through that, Fords are a decent rig. So I'm going to finish up the oil change, and then we'll get back there. And we'll take a look at that caliper, and hopefully that's what's causing that heat issue. All right. There. All right. Let's try to spread these babies out a little bit. Not seeing a lot of flakes and dust and stuff. Yeah, there we go. We got a little bit of metal flakes down in here. Oh yeah, she's been getting hot. These pads are cooked. Let me show you. See how orange they are? See how orange they are? And look at the front of that one. Yep. I think, and then some of the metal shavings, I think we might have the culprit. of a dragging brake. Doesn't look like it took the rotor out. It's not all grooved. It didn't go down to metal. I should probably mic it out, but I don't want to spend the money. So, but I'm probably going to need to get pads. So let me clean all this up, do a quick assessment, get back to you, and probably have pads. Woo, not. All right. All right, got the new caliper on. Getting the new pads put in. Why does that seem so far off? What the heck? Come on, Jimmy. All right, what am I doing wrong? What the heck? Oh. Helps if you line it up in the right spot. Shit, man, shit. Oh. Oh, I dropped you, sorry. Alright, so we got that on. Get the caliper on. Making sure to line up those flats like I talked about earlier. Well, just stay put now. Come on. Oh. There we go. Something like that. Oh, get up off the ground. Getting old sucks. Anyways. Alright. There we go. New caliper's on. New pads are in. The flats of the slide pin are in their proper orientation. Ish. Is it? Yes. Yes, the flats are in their proper orientation. Run these babies down. Something like that. Snug them up. Give them about a half ugga-dugga. Ugga-dugga, ugga-dugga. Snug it up. Snug, ugga-dugga. That's fine for those side pins. They don't need to be to the moon. Now, the caliper mount bolts to the rear axle, those need some good ugga-duggas. And boy, they were on there when I pulled this all apart. Get out the old calibrated elbow. Yeah, let's go one more. Yeah, those aren't going anywhere. Click, 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 click. Torque. Beep, beep, beep. All right. Now let's bleed it out. And then we'll put the little cover on. And Bob's your uncle. Well, he's my uncle. Alright, let me go get the old lady. Tell her to pump up the jam. Alright, we got it all done. It's back together. Let's go test drive it. If you're liking my content, please like, subscribe, whatever all that stuff is. I'm going to try to do this more and more. It would help me out. Iron Mountain Motors is kind of my thing. Yeah, so let's go see if it worked, and I'll see you next time.